Folks, have you been needing some more Rome 2? Yes, you do. I know you do. You can say you don't, but you do. So we are back in the Unconquered Sun mod, and again with the Servile Rebellion. This time, though, the Servile Rebellion is going to be taking on the melee role, which should be interesting to see. Again, this is a new faction. We'll have a lot to learn about them. And in the melee role, they're using some Rebel Swordsmen up front, which is a medium infantry. And if I just take a look at their stats, and let's see what they're good at. Their attack is very low. Their damage is okay. They have very little armor, and they're going to get a decent charge bonus. So they kind of look like a high count because they're 150 count. So remember that numbers can play a role here. It's typical, it's 120, so they're a little larger. There's some chain breakers unit here. Let's go take. I don't know if I've seen the chain breakers here. This looks like the heavy archer unit of some sort here. The chain breakers. Let's check this one out. So, oh my gosh, their melee attack is great, as is their weapon damage. A good charge bonus too. Solid melee defense, heavy armor, and they have only 10 ammunition. So they're going to come with lower ammunition, but they are a missile unit, an archer unit. So interesting. So limited ammunition, hybrid archer unit. That's going to be an interesting one. And then let's see what we got on the other flank. Another chain breaker. And then where's their leader here? Champions of Capua here. So these are going to be like a gladiator unit, I think. Oh my gosh. 76 attack, 45 damage, 25 charge bonus, 66 defense, 75 armor. This is a tanky unit. Only 90 in number, or sorry, 60 in number. But a tanky unit. They have some special abilities too. The I am Spartacus is the general ability, but these guys come with Killing Spree and use the whip. But we got Rebellion. I am Spartacus there too. So let's check out the other players that are in this side here. So that is player one, the melee player. It looks like the cavalry player here is going to be Numidia. I like that pick. The desert factions are dangerous cavalry factions. They got some desert legionary cav. And let's see. I'm getting the banners confused here. Yeah, the Numidian noble cav for the general. That's a cool pick. Wait, is this the role they're in? Yeah, it is the role. It's the right one. More desert, armored desert cav. Numidian cav over here. Gaiatuli horse skirmishers. And then Parthia is the player 2 here with the missiles and spears. Noble horse archer general, because that is a general availability. So yes, they can pick another horseman. Parthian foot archers here. Very heavy damage from long range. And you'll notice there that the ammunition's 15 for a more standard archer versus the 10 we saw in that other one. So those Parthian foot archers and Eastern slingers are going to be very dangerous here because remember, there's some Persian light archers mixed in there too. That's a lot of missile power here from Parthia. The Eastern slingers do a little bit more damage than standard slingers, and then the Parthian foot archers do more damage than standard bowmen. So that's going to be interesting. We got Carthage over here. Is it Hannibal? Please be Hannibal and make me happy. Oh yeah, it's Hannibal. Hannibal has some of the coolest abilities. I love what they did for Carthage here. Carthage is very relevant now in these battles, and I love it. In fact, I feel like a lot of factions got put on way more even footing with the sub-commanders and then the Unconquered Sun mod giving the abilities. So we got a bodyguard for Carthage. It looks like Carthage is playing the missile spear player. We can already see, and oh, they have access to Celtic bowmen now. Really cool, because Carthage did have a bunch of different mercenaries, so Carthage is going to bring some Celtic bowmen, shorter range, 35 standard damage, standard ammunition, some mercenary Cretans there as well, so an interesting missile component. Libyan Peltist, hoplites protecting them, so interesting component from Carthage. Macedon doing the cavalry here, and remember they have Alexander and Hannibal supporting their cavalry, so this could be very dangerous. Alexander has the hammer and anvil abilities, which basically make one unit better at charging and another one better at bracing. So he can basically set up like a big hammer and anvil charge. And then Hannibal, of course, can help your units move faster for a short period of time. And he can slow down an enemy unit, so he's very effective with the cavalry. I really like this 1-2 punch here. Cheap shot cavalry, 3 Thessalians. Aspis companion is an interesting pick for Alexander. So this is going to be a potent melee cavalry. And I believe they get some bonus versus infantry now. No, they don't. No, they may have bonus versus infantry. It's not going to show it on the thing here. I don't remember exactly all the changes to the heavy cav like that. Look at the Gaiatuli and the Numidians pushing back here against the Tarentine cavalry, the Macedonians. Tarentine's a little bit heavier, slightly better armor, decent shield, but they're also not quite as high damage as these Numidians and Gaiatuli. Interesting mix here going on. And I believe Numidian cavalry in this mod got an ammo increase. I can't remember right. I want to say that they got made unique somehow, and it may have been the ammo increase, which is cool to see. Oh boy, here comes the Thessalian cavalry. They are going to blast that rebel infantry, and I just mean blast it. The chain breakers were up there too, and they took a few losses. Thessalian cavalry, though, isn't going to want to stick around. You can see it'll take a lot of damage from those horse skirmishers and stuff. It's not particularly survivable, but they can absolutely pummel stuff on the charge, and a rebel infantry just knocked straight out of the fight. And look at that, the chain breaker is shooting at them too. So it's the interesting use here for this unit, is being a little more aggressive in skirmishing on the flanks, especially towards this shot cavalry, which doesn't really like to get shot. No horses really like getting shot with the arrows, but let's see here. The Celtic bows and Cretan archers now facing off. At range, Parthia is going to massacre Carthage here. I'm not sure that this was a great choice, but they just may not have had great intel on what was in the woods here. But yeah, Parthia is going to absolutely lay waste to Carthage's skirmishers. But Galatia is a very tough melee combatant, and then combine that with the fact that Carthage has a decent number of pretty solid hoplites here, so it could be an interesting melee game as we get into it, because Parthia's definitely got nothing good in melee, and large in numbers, but probably shorter on quality sometimes for the Servile Rebellion. But let's see how Macedon continues to do in this cavalry fight, because this could be pretty defining here. And I like the work so far between Parthia and the Numidians. They're doing a good job of kind of helping to hold Macedon back. Macedon's getting very aggressive here, and this is risky because they're very close to the infantry support and archer support of their main line, so we will see what happens. Libyan Peltist moving up, wanting to get some shots into that cavalry, but they're going to be pushed back by the rebel swords. So a little bit of cat and mouse here. That Thessalian cavalry coming in with a brutal charge. We've got a unit of armored desert cav going down quickly, but see, here's that support I mentioned, and that can make a huge difference. So Macedon going super aggressive here. Will it pay off? They're going for the Eastern Slingers. They definitely need to do something in the missile game, because Carthage will get really beat up. There's a couple of Cretan archers still alive in the back, but you can see that melee engagement kind of getting started already. Nice rear charge there against the rebel swordsmen by the Tarentine cavalry. So Macedon doing some very aggressive work here with their cavalry. There's that hammer, and then there was the taunt group, though, that was used back against them. It's going to hurt their melee attack, so that Aspis cavalry, a little bit ahead without support, a lot of javelins and arrows flying in towards it. This is a risky situation for that cavalry. And then back here, the armored cavalry holding on against all the Thessalians. And let's see, Hannibal's under fire now from the chain breakers. He's going to have to watch out. That's a very important general unit. You don't want to lose that. The melee assault now pretty well underway. A little bit slow to get started here by Galatia. If I were Galatia, though, they might want to just pour it on thick all at once, because this cavalry fight is not going great for Macedon at the moment. Their general is getting picked apart by all these javelins. That was a little too aggressive here for Macedon. Hannibal and the Galatia Tetrarch Guard here. We haven't seen this yet. Woo, that looks like a painfully powerful sword unit with a couple of precursor javelins that are going to be pretty deadly. Yeah, I feel like that the red team needs to get this assault moving and get it moving fast. Otherwise, they could get repelled piecemeal by not having enough units to finish the fight all at once, because the Macedonian cavalry was just blunted, and now we're going to be able to see the Numidians go on a counter-offensive, and that Parthian noble horse archer too. And units like this Peltist would be really important for trying to slow this down. Those Peltists need to start shredding that legionary cav. They need to get that legionary cav bad, because this leftover cavalry here for Numidia is about to extract a pretty severe toll. I wonder if they're just haven't noticed the routing units, or maybe I don't think there's been an update to this since then last, because I do see some units sitting around. It might just be players forgot about certain units. It could have been maybe that there was an update through here. I don't think so, though, because I think the mod's getting updated that quickly. You can see, though, that the Servile Rebellion definitely taking a beating in the melee fight. It's holding, though. But, I mean, there is some real pressure that's going to be on here. But I feel like the home team's got a major advantage here in the sense that they still possess cavalry. They still got a lot of skirmishers. So the mobility advantage is going to pay big dividends here. That Libyan Peltist holding back an armored desert cavalry at the moment. But these Cretan archers can't afford to die here. Here comes the Numidian noble cavalry. These things will shred Cretan archers in melee, and they are no doubt going to be trying to pull in that direction. Be interesting to see whether these Celtic bows turn around. That could be a replay glitch at the moment. I'm not 100% sure what's going on. Look at that. That Numidian noble cavalry getting hurt bad. Here comes that armored horse or noble horse archer again. Another unit's going to be very dangerous to these Cretans. Very dangerous. Libyan peltist kind of chasing that noble cavalry as it retreats, and they got in the way of the noble horse archers there, so that's important. This Numidian cavalry does find that Cretan archer. Hannibal doing a big job here holding these cavalry. This is a desperate situation for Carthage. I do see some late Libyans moving back this direction. The melee, I would say, has been going well for Galatia, but now they're just left with tons of Parthian foot archers. Look at this, Aspis cavalry came back in to fight here. It's going to find its way into some Parthian foot archers. That'll be important to try and kill some of them. And at this point, the Cretans are getting swamped. Yeah, and they're not going to be able to survive. These units, I guess, had just been forgotten, but now they can be important here. Those Celtic bowmen can get some really important shots here into this noble cavalry. Those peltists need to continue to support this fight. Unfortunately for Carthage, though, the loss of those Cretan archers probably is going to cost them the game. They needed that firepower badly. And that speed, where Macedon threw all of its speed in there early, I'm just not sure if they're going to be able to finish all these skirmishers without the extra speed needed. Not to mention, you still got chain breakers and Seekers of Freedom here. I missed that unit earlier. It looks like a Berserker unit. Let's check that one out. Seeker of Freedom's only got 12 men left. What a crazy unit. This is them right here. Look at them. That is a cool looking unit. Check those guys out. They almost hold like a similar shield to these Galatian legionaries, the big oval shield, but they look like some kind of crazy Berserker unit. So we missed that unit earlier. They've got 74 kills for only a 60-man unit, which is not bad. Yeah, look at this. This cavalry running free now is going to extract a severe toll. But, I mean, a nice job here by just a few Aspis Cav and the Tetrarch Guard and Legionary trying to get in here and pressure these skirmish units. They do need to kill those skirmish units, but I think it's too late because they've been wrapped up from behind, and it is going to go into a defeat. That replay might have been slightly glitched. I can't tell just because of the way it ended there. I'm not 100% sure, but it was a really cool fight regardless there, and some cool units in it. It's in the replay, and take a look at some of the stats here. But, oh, well, I hit in replay. I guess we didn't get to see the stat screen, so apologize for that, but a fun replay. Thank you to all the players. I can tell you who the players were. I'll go back to that. So we had Sol playing the Servile Rebellion on the home team, Vortigern as the Parthians. Well done with all the skirmishers. Alexander there playing the Macedonian cavalry. I said Numidia the whole time, but you know, same difference there. Ninja Keeper playing Carthage, and then Massamax as Macedon. Man, I did love that aggressive cavalry push. I think it started off good. It wasn't able to quite finish. But that was a cool combination with the Thessalians and stuff there, and then Galatia with pro demolition man. So good job on that melee assault. A lot of damage going through there. But thank you to all the players. Appreciate it. Hope you all enjoyed it. HeirofCarthage signing out for now.